But yes, now that we've done all of that, it's time to go to our next course of action, and that is the Infinity Mending Bow. What up, my roomies, and welcome back to the technical guide to Minecraft. And today we're gonna take it back a little bit because I had misspoke. See, I had originally planned to get the Infinity Mending Bow, but I realized that there was one thing in between both the other ones. Now, of course, the first thing we're going to do is verify that all of our stuff is here. So we have our monster spawners, a bedrock, and portal frames, this mysterious block, and all the spawn eggs that we can get in the current version. So in the previous episode, I had said that we were going to go get ourselves and mending an Infinity Bow. But really, I'd skipped a step, because what we need to get first is feather falling armor. You might be saying, hey, feather falling is already on your boots. Why do you need another feather falling armor? Well, it's because that feather falling in a specific version can be put on all armor. And so we're going to go to that version, basically work our way up and enchant our items until they get feather falling on them. Now it's going to take a very long time, because back then you need all 30 levels in order to enchant things. And when you enchant something, well, that kind of means that you're going to use all your levels. So you go back to square one for every enchantment that you do. So it's going to take a little bit. So yeah, first things first, let's upgrade our world. So first things first, we're going to go into our instances folder and then go to our save file, which in this case is going to be in spawn eggs. And then we're going to just back up our world by right clicking and then clicking on send to a compressed zip folder. This will give us a zip folder of our thing and give us a backup. From there, we're going to go over to the Discontinued Wiki page and then go look for any enchantments on any item. And this will allow us to put feather falling in any item that we want to do. In this case, it's going to be the diamond armor that we're going to eventually get. And then from here, we're going to scroll down and then find out the version number, which is 12W49 Alpha. Then go back to our Betacraft thing, go to add instance, go to snapshot, and then find 12W49 Alpha. From there, we're going to install it and then name the instance feather falling armor just for the sake of consistency and organization. And then from there, we're going to run it once. From the menu, we'll be able to see that it is in fact Minecraft 12W49 Alpha. Then from there, we're going to close it out, go back into our thing, copy the save file from the spawn eggs folder, go back to the instances, go to our newly created feather falling armor, and then paste the save file into the saves. And if you've done all right, if you go to single player, you'll see that the bedrock and spawner world is here. But it'll also tell you that it must be converted. Now don't worry, all this means is that it's jumping from the previous betas over to releases, and so that's why it says it must be converted. Don't really worry about that, just start up the world. Quick interruption. I noticed that only 12% of you are actually subscribed to this channel. Watching this long, I must be doing something right, so if you like this video, hit that like button and please subscribe to this channel. Any support helps, and these videos take a bit long to make. Thank you so much, and back to the video. And we're back in our monster spawner, and if you've noticed, we're picking back from our last episode when we were talking about our skeleton mob spawner for EXP. And now we're going to begin working on getting ourselves a bunch of levels in order to get feather falling armor. And what I mean by feather falling armor is that each armor piece has feather falling on it to have an upwards of 80% fall damage reduction. But in order to do that, we're going to have to just grind away at a mob spawner to get the levels over and over and over again. So let's just get started. So I went to work and let the mob spawner do its thing because there's no entity cramming, and so there's a lot of skeletons that can be brought in. When I got back home, I then harvested all the skeletons. And then when I reached the level 30, then I started to enchant the books. And this basically went on ad nauseum until I ran out of skeletons to process over and over and over again. Alright, okay, after about a couple of hours of just going through all these all the time, it was finally empty. Well, I mean, it's filled now, but it was empty. And despite it being a full day's worth of work, it wasn't enough. What I got was power efficiency, but no feather falling and no knockback, which is to be really sad. Although we did get protection 4, which is kind of cool. So I got no choice but to just wait some more time. Ah boy. So I went to sleep, but I left my character in front of the mob spawner grinder so it can generate more skeletons. I then woke up and processed all the skeletons in order to enchant more books over and over again. Oh my goodness. We finally got ourselves feather falling. Oh, that took so long. All this effort just to get all of this. I was gonna try to get knockback, but I don't, at this point, I I really don't care. This was such a pain. But we're not done. We gotta get this enchantment 3 more times. Oh boy. Okay, let's get to it. So attacking skeletons was a very hunger-inducing task, so I collected all my potatoes and I cooked them in my furnace array. I then left my character in front of the mob spawner grinder so I could collect more and more skeletons, and then when I got back from work, I then processed all the said skeletons over and over again. But then I realized that I ran out of books, so I then collected all the adult cows and chickens, and then collected all the sugarcane so I can make more books and have some stuff to trade with the villagers. With the villagers, I needed a diamond pickaxe, so I started going around and around, trying to collect as many animals as possible, and then I went back and just AFK'd some more. When I got back from work, I then processed all the skeletons, and eventually, I didn't have any more skeletons to do, so I used my newly acquired diamond pickaxe and I started mining. And then I needed more emeralds, so then I harvested all the food from the livestock feed, and then just started breeding the cows and chickens again. From there, I AFK'd more again on the mob spawner grinder, and then processed all the skeletons to then enchant more books in the hopes to get feather falling armor. And then when I was done with that, went back to mining so I can get more iron and diamonds. And then I went back to then go get some more skeletons and grind some more, and then process the skeletons to finally get enough books so I can get feather falling armor. Finally, after all that effort, we finally have the last feather falling book. Okay, we also got ourselves a knockback in Infinity for future things. Actually, we're gonna need the knockback first, but let's just go put this away. I still have some spare swords here, but look at the amount of bows. I had to actually combine bows in order to keep them all together. And I've just randomly found leather boots, which is kind of nice. You know what? I'm actually gonna put these on. I also got a bunch of bones, which I guess is cool, and I got a bunch of arrows as well, so that's nice. As far as books go, you can see that I just have chest upon chest of kind of useless enchantment books, but in the end, we got 4 feather falling books, as well as a knockback 2 and an infinity, which we're going to use infinity later, but we're going to be using these 5 books. First one we're going to do, and we're actually going to need to get some experience for this. And we're also going to have to grab our books as well. Now, because we've been mining this entire time, we have managed to get ourselves a bunch of iron as well as a bunch of diamonds. Well, not really a bunch of diamonds, but a good number of diamonds. And I think we might have enough to get an entire diamond armor suit. Here's to hoping that I do have enough. So we're going to grab all of our diamonds, which is 25, and our iron ingots. So for the iron ingots, we're going to make ourselves 4 iron blocks. I haven't made an anvil in such a long time. I actually don't remember. Oh, that's how I do it. All right, so I have 1 extra block of iron. Now, as far as the armor goes, we get our helmets, pants, diamond chest plate. Oh, just enough. Nice. Plonk our... Well, we should actually go back because we're probably going to need more levels than just this. So, man, it's been like a week of just doing this, of going to work or mining or doing farms or breeding animals over and over and over again just to wait for the skeleton grinder. Oh, I went down too far. Wait, while we're here, look at this. This is ridiculous. Just so there's enough skeletons so that I could just quickly spam out levels. And every time I went to level 30, I had to take that chance to spend time enchanting a book that probably wasn't going to be it, because it's the most level efficient way to do it is to do every time you get level 30. Because when you enchant something, it takes all of your levels away. I completely forgot about that, and my goodness, it was so painful to do. But I will say that this game runs really smooth considering that there's no like optimization mods or anything. So I guess we should just put it right over here. Okay, so first thing we're gonna enchant is the hat. Oh, so I need 6 levels. Okay, well, it's not over yet. So we just need 6 levels. Just 6 levels. Can't be that bad. A good thing though is that this is before the combat upgrade, so I can just keep spamming left click and it does damage. So like that part is pretty nice. Alright, so back to what we were doing. Diamond helmet, feather falling armor. Okay, and look at that. I just realized that I didn't need boots or another book, so I just wasted like 2 days worth of just mining because boots already have feather. Oh. Okay, diamond chest plate. Just a lot of patience, because if you try to do it one at a time, you're just gonna annoy yourself. Oh, this is the wrong one. I don't have to enchant it. I'm so used to doing it over and over again that I just ended up doing it. So now I have feather falling in the diamond, chest plate, and the leggings, which is phenomenal. Now, lastly but not leastly, knockback. So I just need 3 levels. So the interesting thing about this version of Minecraft, as you've already noticed, is that you can put enchantments on anything. There are certain ones that are actually useful, like the feather falling diamond helmet. Actually, you know what? Since I already did it, I might as well just finish up the task. Any enchantments on anything. So I just put a knockback 2 on a stick, and I put feather falling on all the different armors that typically aren't there. Gonna be interesting because you can combine them on future versions to have feather falling on those armor. So there you go. And now I have an entire set of feather falling armor. So now that we've gotten this out of the way, it's time to upgrade the world again. And this time, for sure, we're gonna go get ourselves the Bow of Infinity and Mending.